Ladies and gentlemen, something absolutely explosive has just rocked the very foundations of American politics and high society. In what can only be described as a jaw-dropping revelation, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett has just unsealed documents that allegedly expose a hidden chapter in the life of former First Lady Melania Trump, one involving a secret lover. And trust me, this isn't just tabloid gossip. The implications here are deep, political, and scandalous beyond imagination. It all started in the early hours of the morning when Crockett, known for her sharp tongue and unapologetic stance on truth, stood before the press with a file in her hand, thick, stamped, and clearly marked confidential, unsealed per order. Cameras flashed, reporters held their breath, and the internet all but broke. What she read out wasn't just a name, it was a narrative, a tangled, secretive, and dangerous tale involving Melania Trump and a man no one expected. Not a billionaire, not a politician, but someone far more shocking, a former White House staffer, young, anonymous until today, and allegedly romantically linked to Melania during her husband's presidency. You could hear a pin drop in that room when Crockett read his name, the kind of name that doesn't usually make headlines, but now it was about to be everywhere. Jackson Lyle, a former cultural liaison and speech consultant, hired briefly during the 2018 State of the Union preparations. Young, clean-cut, low profile. No one thought much of him when he vanished from the White House staff records. But now we know why. According to the documents, which Crockett claimed were authenticated through a series of FOIA requests and internal whistleblowers, Jackson and Melania exchanged not only personal messages, but also encrypted emails and off-the-record meetings. There are receipts, flights, hotel logs, even surveillance footage that's been heavily redacted, but enough remains to raise serious eyebrows. As Jasmine laid it all out, her tone wasn't gleeful or vindictive. It was sharp, purposeful. She said, "We are not here to shame, but to reveal the lengths people in power will go to protect illusions. This isn't just about a marriage. It's about integrity, hypocrisy, and distraction from the truth." But what happened next? That's where things went nuclear, because the Trump team, and Melania herself, clearly didn't see this coming. Within 36 seconds of Crockett finishing her statement, Melania's official spokesperson stormed out with a hastily written press release in hand, completely unprepared, defensive, and visibly shaken. Sources inside say Melania, who was watching from her New York residence, went ballistic. Screaming, crying, making frantic calls to her attorneys, demanding to know how these documents saw the light of day. And here's where it turns from political scandal to personal meltdown. Eyewitnesses report that Melania, known for her poised and reserved nature, smashed a glass vase against a wall, cursed in her native Slovene, and even locked herself in a bedroom to avoid being seen by anyone in her team. Her inner circle, normally airtight, began to splinter under the pressure. Staffers were seen deleting files, scrubbing communication logs, and calling in outside PR firms by the hour. Donald Trump himself, currently deep in campaign mode, was reportedly blindsided. His response, shockingly, wasn't denial. Instead, sources say he was furious, not about the affair itself, but that Melania had allowed herself to become a liability at such a crucial moment. "This is war," he was quoted as saying to a campaign aide. "She's gone off the rails, but let's talk about what this means, not just for the Trumps, but for the rest of us. Why did Jasmine Crockett choose now to reveal this? And why is this information only surfacing in 2025, years after the administration ended?" The answer might lie in the political undercurrents swirling through Washington. With Trump once again in the running, the American people are being reminded, intentionally or not, of the kind of secrecy and dysfunction that thrived in the shadows of the White House. And it's not just about an affair, it's about trust, about the carefully curated image of Melania as the graceful, distant First Lady who stood by her husband's side no matter what, about a woman who said, "Be best," while living what may have been a double life. What's truly staggering is the level of detail in these unsealed records. Jasmine Crockett didn't just bring names and vague claims. She brought timestamps, GPS data, hotel invoices, One particularly damning excerpt revealed a handwritten note found in Jackson Lyle's apartment, dated February 14, 2019. "I wish things were different. I wish you were free." If that doesn't scream scandal, I don't know what does. Already, social media is ablaze, memes, videos, news coverage from every angle, but beneath the sensationalism is something raw, a moment of total collapse for a woman who has spent her public life behind a mask of icy elegance. And Jasmine Crockett, she's not backing down. The truth has no expiration date. She said before leaving the podium, and the American people deserve it, even when it's ugly. Whether this is a calculated political play or a genuine act of truth telling, one thing is undeniable: the veil has been lifted, and Melania's world is unraveling 36 seconds at a time.